Or let's bring in Global Guardian Executive Vice President, retired Army Colonel Seth Crumrick, and Jewish Institute for National Security of America Senior Fellow John Hanna, who served as a National Security Advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you. Colonel, if I could just start with you, the MOU will be formally signed on Friday. The Strait of Hormuz is set to reopen. Trump says this deal is complete and it's very strong. Take a quick listen to what he had to say about it earlier this morning.
It's a great deal for a lot of reasons, but number one, by far, 99.9% is they will never have a nuclear weapon, and you can't give Iran a nuclear weapon. It's a very strong deal. Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong, and most people seem to be very happy.
Colonel, are you worried that we still don't know yet what's in this deal? And just from a military and security standpoint, how significant is this moment?
It's significant, and I will say it's a positive step forward. But I tell my Global Guardian clients that this is the beginning of a very fragile peace process rather than the end of the war. We have a long way to go. There's a lot of work to be done. And really, when we look at what's happening next, we hear all the strategic talking. We see the signatures that should happen on Friday. But I tell my clients, hey, look, watch the maritime insurance industry. Are they underwriting ships to come out of the Strait of Hormuz for those things that are in the memorandum? But make no mistake, the larger issues at play, the end of the Iranian nuclear program, that still has to be worked out. Sanctions relief, how that works for the Iranian, that still has to work out. That's our number one leverage point at this juncture. And there's a lot that could go wrong. And I really don't think it's going to take 60 days. The last thing I tell my clients, be patient. This is going to take a long time. There are going to be setbacks. We have to look at the long haul here and hope that we can get a world with no Iranian nuclear program.
Okay, not going to take 60 days, as in longer than that, not shorter than that. The president, even yesterday at the G7 summit, was like, it could take shorter, it could take longer, who knows? John, you and I have talked about this for weeks now. You've been in the room on Iran negotiations going back to the Bush White House. Trump is calling this a done deal. Do you agree with the colonel that it is not a done deal just yet, that this is a 60-day pause?
I think that's most likely the case, although if some of these leaks are correct, there's language in this deal in the very opening paragraph that talks about both sides agreeing and committing their allies, meaning Israel, to a permanent end of this war through this memorandum of understanding. I'm very deeply skeptical and worried, but I think it reflects the fact that at the end of the day, because of the Iranian ability to take Hormuz, the contents of this agreement are going to reflect that it was the United States that was more eager to get a resolution, to get out of this war, to lift the siege on global oil markets than the Iranians were, because there's an awful lot of terms front-loaded into this deal regarding Iran's ability to export oil at market prices and gain the financial benefits of those transactions through banking waivers, as well as the release of frozen assets as the first part of this deal as the Straits open, that I think are very problematic and enrich this regime and reduce U.S. leverage going forward into what are going to be very, very difficult nuclear negotiations. And again, we have to say that if the leaks are correct, the missile program that was very much the immediate trigger for this war, as well as Iran's support for its proxies, don't seem to appear anywhere in this initial memorandum of understanding. That's deeply problematic. It was a major criticism of the Obama deal in 2015.
Yeah, we'll see. I know there's going to be a press conference there in France in just about an hour and a half time. We'll see if they address some of those leaks, if we get more word or more clarity of what the exact text details. Now, Republicans say they don't trust Iran to follow through on the deal. We've been talking about this over and over, how you ever trust them moving forward, no matter what it is they sign. Colonel, take a quick listen to this.
Unless you were homeschooled by a day drinker, no one's confident that Iran's going to do anything, and it's unfair to hold anyone to that standard.
Colonel, quite the soundbite there that we had to play. But do you trust the Iranian regime to hold up to whatever their end of the bargain is? is, and do we have a mechanism in place to where we could actually hold their feet to the fire moving forward?
This is my number one concern. You know, I spent 28 years as a Middle Eastern Special Forces officer prior to joining Global Guardian, and there's been conflict and fighting with Iran under the threshold of full-blown war for decades. I participated in it. There is no trust between the two countries. And I think the number one missing ingredient that I'm seeing in all of this is who is the third-party arbitrator to keep this conditions-based deal on track? Who's going to hold people accountable or call out both sides if they're not meeting what's required for this to move forward? I am glad that it is conditions-based, but that means somebody has to be the referee and the enforcer for it. So this is why I say it's going to be much longer than 60 days if we're able to get there. And it is going to be extremely difficult, but we're not starting at zero. We're starting at negative 1,000 for trust.
Wow. John, do you agree there? And I'll give you last word.
Yeah, sure. There's no trust here at all. But the Iranians do have an incentive. Their economy has been flattened. They need revenues, and they're going to get revenues if they follow through with easing up on allowing traffic to flow more freely through the Strait of Hormuz. But with the shadow hanging over everything, that they've closed it once, they still have a capability in terms of missiles and drones, fairly low cost, to close it again. All the states in the region, in the Gulf, now understand that Iran does have a sword of Damocles over this critical waterway for their survival, and that changes the region forever. So this is we're in a very dangerous inflection point here that I fear could have real strategic implications for the United States and our overall posture in the Middle East.
The president says the Strait of Hormuz will be open by Friday, but as we all know, that has to be demined first. Those cargo companies have to be given, guarantees that it's even safe to navigate. So we'll see how long that takes as well. John Hannah, retired Army Colonel Seth Crumrick, thank you both for your time and expertise, gentlemen. Greatly appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you again next time.